Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Fitness Podcast. Man, it's expensive out there. It's expensive as hell out there. It's so, the cost of things. The cost. You can't go outside. You can't leave your house anymore, like, without paying $100 to take a breath. You know, you go outside, you open your front door, you stretch. You know what I mean? You just open your arms up, you stretch, you take a deep breath, and you got an invoice for fucking $100, dude. you gotta pay it, dude. It just subtracts from your bank account. It's fucking expensive out there. The reason why I bring this up is like, so right now I'm training for an Ironman in August, and I got a bunch of clients that are training for an Ironman, and dude, it's so expensive to train out there. Like a bike right now, like a bicycle costs like, and if you want something that's like worth buying, $5,000, $5,000 for a fucking, for a bike so that you can ride in the Ironman. And that's cheap. Like anybody who like rides bicycles, like road bikes, like race bikes or whatever, you just like those bikes that you take on the trail, it's like $5,000 and you got a nice cheap one. You got something worth riding. About 7 years ago, I bought a bike. It's a Giant Contend. I bought this bike. It was $800. I bought it from the just right out of the catalog, and I thought that was expensive at the time. I was like, dang, but that's a cheap bike. And I guess the idea is like the weight. Like this thing, like they're making paper mache bikes. So your bike is crumbling while you pay $10,000 so that the bike literally it withers away into nothing at some point. But the cost is incredible. Like the cost of fitness nowadays is just exploding. So I wanted to talk about the cost of fitness and health because it's like everything really. Like the cost of just like, man, staying. You know, it's like, hey, do you want fitness? It's like $10,000. Somebody comes in. If you have like anybody, like a construction worker come into your house to like, you need to replace a door or something. It's like they come in and they look at it and they just go, yep. They go, and it's just like a nick in the door. It's a little nick. And they just go, we're going to have to replace this whole thing. This whole thing's got to go. Yep. If you want it done right, and we don't do it anyway, but right. So we're going to have to $10,000 for the door. And you're just like, all right. Somebody was just telling me their HVAC went out. My wife hates when I call it the HVAC. The HVAC went out. It was like $18,000. $18,000 for a HVAC. Christ and fucking balls, dude. HVAC goes out. You want AC? $18,000 in your crib. So, but you know what? Like the thing is there's a cost to living and there's a cost to achieving. And so that's what brings me to like this point. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go through this. I'm going to kind of just explain right now because I did some research on this here, and the cost of things are just flying up. I mean, the cost of everything is flying up, including the cost of living. Like literally, just like the cost of living, electricity, gas, housing, whether it's rent or you own a home. You know what I mean? Gas to get around, your car note. Or just your car, just in general, insurance, all the stuff like taxes. This shit's basically, it's like 30% in the last 5 years has increased. 30%? That's a lifestyle change. But nobody's moving backwards. So these credit card bills are incredible. But the thing is with the credit card bills right here from the credit card companies, it's basically showing that like, less than 2% of Americans are paying off their credit card bills in time. So there's just interest accruing on these lifestyles, man. So I don't know what that's going to be. I'm no economist, but it can't be good. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, man. The cost of doing business. One way or another, there is a cost. Whether it's monetary or whether it's like in pain and suffering or XYZ, like there's a cost. And this is something that like I always talk about with my clients when it comes to fitness, because obviously this is a fitness podcast, so we'll keep it fitness. But there's a cost to anything. So quote of the day. Quote of the day comes from one of my favorite authors and one of the best authors of all time for like self-help books and books of achievement. So this guy, Napoleon Hill, he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich in 1937. I've read this book a million times. If you guys want to know about how you win, and it's like Think and Grow Rich, right? But really, it's just a book, a philosophy on how to win. It is like, and it's like the best philosophy on how to win in my mind. Like it is the most fundamental. It is the most fundamental laws of winning in the thing that you're trying to do. For anything, it's whether it's money, it's happiness, it's you want to get a new, whatever your desire is, these are the steps. And all of the best books on self-help and achievement are, I mean, they basically say these things in different terms. So like the best book I would recommend for winning, if you're like, Jordan, what's like the best book out there? Then if I was going to just read one and I was just going to follow that one book, the teachings of that one book for winning, I'd say Think and Grow Rich, like hands down, by Napoleon Hill. It's been one of the best selling books since 1937. It was like right after the Great Depression, and he wrote this book. Just incredible. He studied like some of the most successful people on the planet, like Henry Ford. Man, who else did he do? He was right under Dale Carnegie. He studied like, oh my God. I'm losing it here for a second. Christ. Oh man, Napoleon Bonaparte, Thomas Edison, people like that. So like he studied these guys and he conducted a lot of research on these guys. And let me just, before I tell you the quote, because I kind of want to give this guy a little bit of background. So he was an American self-help author and lecturer, born October 26, 1883 in Wise County, Virginia, and passing in November 8th, 1970. He began writing as a teenager and went on to become the 20th century's most influential motivational thinker. So Think and Grow Rich in 1937, Hill's magnum opus. Think and Grow Rich remains one of the best-selling self-help books of all time, reportedly selling over 100 million copies worldwide. It distills decades of interviews and research into the philosophy of achievement. I mean, this dude just teaches you how to freaking win. And the book is really and I've read this book, so I've done it in every way. I've listened to this book twice. I've read this book to myself twice. I've read this book out loud to my wife and to my baby when my baby, when my baby was 16 weeks in the womb. I read this bitch out loud 30 minutes a night. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. Sometimes she fell asleep. But I read this thing out loud. And every single time I read this book, and I keep this copy, I keep a hard copy with me in my book bag at all times. Because it's such a great book. But Napoleon Hill, he really had something here. It was like 20, if you look at it, he studied these people. It took him 20 years. It took him 25 years to write this book after it was 25 years of research. And he says this. He says, there is no such reality as something for nothing. And it seems really, really simple. There is no such reality as something for nothing. Which means this. If you want to sit your fucking lazy ass at home, maybe you're not lazy. But if you want to sit at home and you want to do nothing, there's a cost. If you want to go out and you want to run a marathon, the fastest anybody has ever ran a marathon, there's a cost. If you want to have a body that looks fucking amazing, that everybody's jealous of and they just can't believe it, and they're like, God, look at them abs, there's a cost. You know, if you want that bike, there's a cost. If you want that air you breathe, there's a cost. There's a cost to just being alive. Now, a lot of people think there's no cost to just being alive. You know, some people they'll say, look, it doesn't cost you nothing to be just Just take a deep breath. False. You should be grateful for every breath that you take, but it's not free, and it definitely comes at a cost, and the cost is energy. You need to consume it, which means something needs to die. Either a plant or an animal, but something needs to die for you to take that breath. You guarantee you're going to need to kill some shit. Whether it's all plants, you like only eat plants, you're killing some plants. And dude, these plants are alive. You guys ever seen have you ever seen Fantastic Fungi on Netflix? Go look up Fantastic Fungi. I mean, these trees are communicating with their young through the mycelium of these fucking fungi, dude. Just in the same way that your brain communicates with the different sensory parts of your fucking body, you know, in the same way. So it's like, it's a living organism. The forest is a living organism. And you're killing that bitch to have your kale salad. So like everything is going to cost you something. Everything, there's a cost, including that fucking beautiful breath that you're taking right now. God, it feels good. Grateful for that. But like, it costs you something. It definitely costs you something. There is no such reality as something for nothing. There's no such reality. And the cost is high right now, dude, on that bank account. The cost is so fucking high on that bank account, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's take a look. So right now, when it comes to the fitness industry, let's take a look. So yeah, this is like, man, this is crazy. So across the fitness landscape in 2025, Americans are paying more to stay active. Like significantly more. Average monthly gym dues have climbed from $49 a month to $65 a month from 2023 to 2025. And the further upward pressure, there's further upward pressure expected in late 2025. Personal training, this is according to Health and Fitness Association and Athletech News. Personal training rates continue to rise, averaging from anywhere from $40 to $70 per session, and are often exceeding $100 per session in major cities. The premium trainer charges about $300 per session. That's from Wad Guru and Airtasker. There's some random journals here online, some random some news agencies here. Subscription-based fitness tech is also getting pricier. Whoop's new tires start at $200 per year, and other wearable makers like Garmin and Polar, and definitely like Apple Watch, which is huge on fitness, are shifting features behind ongoing fees. That's according to Tech Radar and The Verge. Equipment prices have been nudged higher by recent tariffs. So I love how guys, ChatGPT can search the web for you. Use ChatGPT. Okay? Use ChatGPT. You're not smart enough not to. And like, just fucking use it and leverage it so good. But I would just tell you, like, I mean, it's like, we're all gonna be fucked. But like, you have this thing do a deep research and pull up these news articles. So you can go to all of these sources, and you should. But like, it brings up these tariffs, like to show that prices are going up. You know, and it's like, what's the thing with like Trump and like the tariffs and like the Democrats? Like if you know a Democrat, or if you are one, these tariffs are the worst thing in the world, and fucking everything is going to burn in hell. Just imagine hell. You got hell in your mind? Imagine being like chained, like you can't die, but you're being chained in like a lava pit of fire, and somebody's just like whipping you, and like you never get used to it. That's what the tariffs will do if you're a Democrat. But if you're a Republican, dude, tariffs are the best thing in the world. Any story that comes up, like imagine I say airline or jet right now. Imagine I say jet. Imagine I say private jet. What happens in your mind? Depends on what news you watch. If you watch like if you're watching like CNN, then I say private jet, and like your eyes roll into the back of your fucking head and you crumple into some kind of weird ball. of just anger and rage. And then if you're watching like Fox, then you're just incredibly happy that the whole world is going to be a better place. And like you just go around just with a big old smile, you're hugging people. Vice versa, depending on, whatever the fuck you're talking about. And like ChatGPT seems to be like the Democrat AI. And Gronk, and I use ChatGPT. I've used ChatGPT like it's just the one that I've used like ever since it opened up. Like I pretty much like started using it right when it came out, and I'm just like I'm going to continue using it. It's just an incredibly powerful tool. But it's like ChatGPT is like the Democrat. Like it seems like it really pushes like all of those views from like that liberal point of view, and I guess like Gronk is like that like Republican conservative, like I guess it'll like make fun of your mom or something. I guess it'll tell you that you're a fucking dipshit. It'll make fun of you and stuff. I guess I don't know what the thing is that happens on Gronk, but I think like Gronk will just like will play tricks on you and like take pictures of you naked and put them up on your Facebook just to shame you or something. I don't know what it'll do, but like ChatGPT will basically tell you that ChatGPT will tell you that like, it's just like that, like, whatever the line of Democratic shit, and then whatever the line of fucking Republican, that's Gronk. That's basically my point. Seems like it, at least. That's why I think it's funny. I just see this tariff thing in here. It's like, due to tariffs, there's a 4% bump in all fitness equipment, making the price of running. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm putting a gym together right now. The cost of it is incredible. The cost of doing business is fucking incredible. It's crazy. Anyways. Okay. Finally, boutique studio classes and memberships, already a premium segment of this particular industry, command $40 plus per drop-in and about $170 to $309 for monthly unlimited access in urban markets, underscoring growing affordability changes. This is according to The Cut and Pop Sugar. So, okay, look. Yeah, it's getting more expensive. It's incredibly expensive just to run a gym, though. I've owned a gym for about 5.5 years, and I'm building out a gym, and I have to it's crazy. I have to find a way to sell online a product or service so that the gym itself can break even, because the cost of running a gym and only being able to charge upwards of $65 a month. And you think about a gym membership and you're like, man, $65 a month, that's a very expensive gym membership. But that's just to break even. The cost of running a 10,000 square foot gym, which would be a small gym, the operational cost is somewhere, it's going to be somewhere around nothing lower than $30,000 to $50,000 a month, So, that's a month, with the equipment costs and the payroll for people and, the facility maintenance and upkeep. It's just incredibly expensive. The machines themselves cost and I'm not kidding when I say this, the bicep curl machine, let's say Arsenal Fitness, you just have a plate loaded, a plate loaded bicep curl. A plate loaded bicep curl machine. You sit on this machine and you do a fucking bicep curl. And that's it. You put your little elbow in the little fucking padded area, and then you just sit down. You sit down something like this, sit down and you latch in, and then you put your feet in the thing, and maybe there's adjustability. Maybe it's adjustable, and you adjust it, and somebody will walk by and they'll be like, "Oh, I like that. I like that bicep curl machine. That was awesome. It does this and that and the other thing. You can spin the knobs and you can adjust the fucking head spot, and the fucking seat goes up and down or whatever. It's like a carnival ride, but it's a bicep. At the end of the day, it's a bicep curl. You're just doing a bicep curl. $4,500 for that machine. Could you imagine? Going to a store you're I really want to get fit. I really want to get fit. I think I'm going to go to the store I'm going to get myself a bicep curl machine. And you go to the store and it's, and like you're searching and they're like, oh, we got these bicep curl machines. And you're like, okay. And like, they don't have them pre-made. They have to like create, they have to like build these when you order them because it's preposterous to have them on, you know, it's preposterous. I mean, this thing weighs 750 pounds. So you can sit down and do a bicep curl. And this thing has like all these different levers and knobs and all this stuff. They can't build a bunch of these and you walk in and you see them. You have to order them on a page and then they're like, all right, we'll like put all the resources together to build this thing so that you can have a $4,500 bicep curl machine. And they're just like, okay, that'll be $4,500 plus tax plus shipping. And remember, this is going to be freight. And so however many dollars or cents per pound, hopefully cents, I don't know, per pound, you know? And so you got to buy that. It's like a racket. There's no way you will not see this bicep curl machine in any place but a gym. And the gym can hardly afford it because all they can do is charge people $45 a month for membership. So the gym can't make money off of the fucking memberships because the memberships are people's perspective of like how much a gym membership should cost. And really they're just their affordability. It blows their mind if they see anything past $49 a month. Like anything past $49 a month, that's not, guys, that's nothing. That's nothing. So they have to find a different way to make money. So what do? They get fucking Ozempic involved, dude. They just be like, they're like, hey, well, you know what? The fitness industry might have a way to make some money now. And they just now we might be their arbiters. Like I have doctors telling me this. I have doctors. I train a lot of doctors. I have doctors telling me this. They're like, Jordan, you know, man, it might not be a bad idea to get in on this fucking push for Ozempic. Because like be somebody who gets, you link the clients to Ozempic, to these GLP-1 drugs, because like people are buying them. But it's like $500, like $1,000 per dose of this stuff. People are willing to pay it. But look, there's a cost to that monetarily and physically. And I'm just like, I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm not going to be that person. Here's what I'll do. You're going to take Ozempic anyways. Like, I'm not trying to like do whatever you want. I don't care what you do. I'm not going to be telling you. I'm going to tell you the facts. The things that I know about Ozempic, you shouldn't take it unless you absolutely have to take it. But if you do take it, you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass. I just heard this story. This guy, this doctor was telling me, somebody I train, he was telling me one of his clients or one of his patients has lost so much weight, and he's a little bit older. He lost so much weight. I think he lost something like 65 pounds quickly. And because the weight came down so fast, his center of gravity got thrown off because his stomach just came down so quick that his center of gravity came off. So his balance is off, his cortex, he's falling over. It's like he's weak because his muscles have just been entirely deteriorated. So like what I'm going to do is I will definitely, as a part of the fitness industry, I will definitely be like, hey, one-on-one training for muscle, for like building strength, because we know that that's like where the industry is really going. The fitness industry is going is that like the only way we can give people real fitness anymore is just to strengthen your muscles so that you can maintain what's left, that in your fucking bone as they wither away. So like for me, it's really like I want to help people. If you want to take Ozempic, like I'm not going to judge you for taking it. Do whatever you want. It's your body. You are an adult, hopefully, and you are, because like I say a lot of cuss words, so like kids probably should be listening to this podcast, probably. But in any case, like you should do the research, and then you should know what the cost is. You should know what the price is, because there's a cost to anything. Any drug you take is going to have, side effects. Like my wife, she's in the healthcare industry. She's been a nurse for like 10 years, and she doesn't like taking anything. She doesn't like taking like ibuprofen. She doesn't like taking Tylenol. She doesn't like taking any of that stuff because she sees what all of these drugs do to people and they need them, very justifiably need them. But there are side effects to every drug. She always tells me this. There's not a single drug out there. There's not a single drug out there. There's no drug out there that does not have some kind of side effect, negative side effect, except for the CDC vaccine schedule for children. No side effects there. But, but like those are the only drugs that don't have side effects. And in any case, and those aren't even, should we even consider vaccines drugs? That's for anybody who is a Democrat to lose your mind. I don't care what you think. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever. I don't care if you like them or dislike them. That's not what this podcast is for. But I do think it's funny that you lose your mind about it. Either way, like if you're like a Republican, you fucking lose your mind about like the vaccine stuff, and it's just so funny. But anyways, that's not what this is about. Those are the only ones that don't have side effects. So that's that. So like, I don't care what you do. Take it, dude, inject shit into you, take the pills. I don't fucking care. But like, if you come to me and you seek help, then I'm going to give you the best possible value that you can get from fitness, which means I'm going to put your ass through something difficult physically. And that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to do. Like what I'm going to do is you're going to be like, I really want strength. So I'm going to give you heavy fucking weight to carry. And it will hurt during the time because you're going to have to pay in physical pain, dude. And my job is crazy. My job is weird. I get that. It's like kind of interesting. You know, I've lived in a gym for like the last like 15 fucking years, man. I've been a trainer for like 12 years. I've just been in a gym, and my whole job is just to like torture you while you're in here for the greater good. But it kind of is crazy. It's like fucks you up a little bit because you're like, you have to hate to love it and love to hate it. But that's it though. Like that's what's happening. The cost is so incredibly difficult to own a gym, and dude, to propagate the message of, hey, don't take these drugs and pay the price of physical pain on a daily basis, like struggle and fucking stick with it and build your character and do, make your sacrifices, like do things that are hard. Like that message does not resonate with people anymore. And so like it doesn't help people to drive them away by telling them the truth. That's what I've been told. I've been told like, you want to know what you need to do? You just need to like, you have to be more therapeutic with the way you talk to people. That's what I've been told as a personal trainer. That's what I've been told. Like you won't lose as many clients if you will not lose as many clients if you just like, don't say the thing. Don't say the thing. Don't tell them what the actual cost is physically. Don't tell them that they have to find a way to get the job done anyways. Like don't say that. Don't tell them, don't give them direct feedback. Be more therapeutic with your communication. Don't set a goal. Like let's say it's a matter of working out. Like, hey, you want to know what the cost is of being healthy? Working out every day. Well, I can't do that. I'm too busy. Well, then you're not willing to pay the price for a good level of physical fitness, a high level of physical fitness. If you want high level physical fitness and you're not willing to pay the price, which is working out 60 minutes every day, because that to you is something you're not willing to do, well, then you're not willing to do it. Well, saying that to somebody, then you lose that person. They never get it. Well, maybe they didn't want it, but like you'll lose them. You can't really help them. And so like so what I'm being told by people is don't say that. Don't say that to them. Don't tell them not to take Ozempic. Don't like sell the Ozempic. Be the person who sells the Ozempic to them. Don't tell the person that they need to, so that you can make money, Jordan, because you're not going to make money in fitness if you keep doing this. It's ugly what you're doing, telling people this stuff. And I agree with them. So who knows, man? Maybe the business gods may spite me down because of the cost. What's the cost of your integrity in fitness nowadays? Like that's real. What's the cost of your integrity when you're like, hey, I'm just going to propagate a message of truth, may cost you your ability to help people moving forward. And you'd have to be willing to pay that price. But the idea, though, is that there is no such reality as something for nothing. If you want something, you're going to have to pay the price. And if you maybe a lot of these fitness instructors out there are willing to pay with their integrity to be a successful fitness person, it's like, well, just lie. I don't know. That's not for me to determine, but I won't be that person. So, and I'm not going to do this. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Like I have to tell you the thing. If you come to me and you're going to fucking pay me hundreds of dollars a month to help you lose weight, you're eating like shit and you're drinking a bunch of alcohol, I'm going to tell you, look, you're eating a bunch of shit. You need to stop eating this shit. Sorry, man, I had a bad weekend. Well, well, what do you want? Well, I had a bad week. It's been a couple weeks. I can't do it. I can't stop doing it. What's the replacement? What's the replacement? How do I stop drinking alcohol? What can I replace the alcoholic habit with, or whatever it is? And I'm just like, I don't know. You got to go to AA or something. If the alcohol is so bad you can't stop, then you might need to go to AA, or something. I don't know what you need to do, but like I'm not a fucking therapist, but I'm saying, one thing I can tell you though is that's what's fucking you up. The fucking cake every day, the pizza every night, the fast food every morning, that's fucking you up. You have to stop doing that. It's hard. Hey, no kidding. No kidding. It's hard, but you have to fucking give it up. You have to pay the price that is required, even though it's high, if you want the thing. And you don't need to have the thing, dude. You don't need to have the thing. Nobody's forcing you to have the thing. That's probably why you won't have it if you're not willing to pay the price, because no one's forcing you to pay it. You know what I mean? You'll probably keep a house. If you own a house, you'll probably keep a house because somebody else is forcing you to pay the taxes. Otherwise, they're going to come to your house with a fucking gun and put you in a cage like a fucking dog. So you're going to pay the fucking taxes. You're going to go to City Hall. You're going to wait in a fucking building that smells like an old suitcase that's been in your basement and wet for fucking years. You haven't seen it. You open it up. It like almost doesn't quite open. When it does, you smell this mustiness. It's like fucking, it smells like a fucking deceased animal, dude. That's what your City Hall smells like, and you're waiting there to pay your fucking taxes, because if you don't, they'll put you in a cage like a fucking dog. That's why you do it. Now, if somebody said that for your fitness, if you fucking hire somebody to do that for you with your fitness, you're not gonna like it sometimes. A lot of times, you're not gonna like what you hear sometimes, but you gotta get better at being like, if you really want something, you want a six pack. Like a lot of people say, what's it cost? How long does it take? And what's the, how long does it take? And what do you got to do to get a six pack? Getting a six pack would mean that you have to get your body fat percentage under 9%. That's hard. That's a hard fucking thing to do. That sucks. That's discipline. That's discipline in what you eat. That's staying hydrated. That's getting enough sleep. That's stress management. You know what I mean? That's fucking working out every day, maybe an hour to hour and a half. That's not just lifting weights. That's also cardio. That's HIIT. That's a bit of everything, dude. I mean, you're not just dabbling. You're really putting in the work for a six pack. You don't need a six pack. But if you really want one, get ready to pay the price, because it's going to be costly, man. Because there's no such reality as something for nothing. And if you get it without, like you just take steroids, that costs quite a bit. I think that Liver King dude was paying like $12,000 a month and telling everybody he was eating fucking cow balls or something. You see this Liver King guy? I know this is like late. There's like a Netflix special out with the Liver King on how he swindled everybody. This dude, it's classic, and it worked, and it would continue to work. Okay, ready? Listen. This fucking guy did the classic, look like me, just take my supplement. But what his supplement was cow dick. It was cow dick. He was like, look like me, just eat cow dick. And it was like, just all you gotta do is eat a cow wiener, like a raw, and it's better you just eat it raw. And then he would go on these podcasts, this Liver King guy, and then he would have everybody in the podcast try a cow dick or like balls or like an eyeball of like a fuck or whatever. And it was gross. And like visually, you'd see people puking it up and whatever, right? It was genius. It was like, oh, dude, there's no way you could possibly attain that lifestyle. There's no way you could eat that raw cow dick. I mean, where do you even get a raw cow dick? Do you find a raw cow dick at the fucking grocery store? Of course not. So even if you were able to get your hands on a fucking cow dick on a regular basis, you would puke it out every time you tried to take a bite of it, right? So but then he says, but hey, look, for everybody out there, it's like, you really should eat the raw cow dick, but if you can't, just buy my supplement. It's got all the fucking cow dick in there that you need. And then people buy it, and he got really famous on that because people would be willing to buy the cow dick, eat the cow dick, to get the body that's impossible to get without PDs. But either way, and I think he's fucked now, because they found out like he was taking steroids and he was telling everybody he wasn't taking steroids. I mean, and that's garbage. It's really garbage, but people believed it. Hook, line, and sinker. People believe that shit. That's the kind of shit that resonates with people. Oh, you mean that's the secret? The secret is all I got to do is eat the cow dick. If you eat the cow dick, you're going to get big like fucking, I mean, you're going to get big like this fucking guy online who's like doing like 700-pound kettlebell farmer carries like down Central Park or whatever, or fucking down Broadway, where the fuck he was at doing all sorts of weird shit all over the place, and you were watching it and you were liking the fucking videos and you were whatever, sharing it to your buddies, and that's what really resonates with people. That's the message that resonates. But like then they find out he's a scam, like easy, and there's a price to that. You know, he's paying a price. You're paying the price if you bought into the bullshit. Like, you know, it's just there's a price. Know the price. There's always a price. Monetarily, physically, with your health, with your fitness, with your time, with your relationships, you know, everything. You gotta know the price. But there's gonna be a price. But yeah, I mean, look at this shit's crazy, man. From 2023 to now, 9% increase in membership dues, membership trends. Dude, despite higher prices, overall U.S. membership reaches a record 77 million in 2024, suggests demand remains strong even though costs continue to climb, according to Health and Fitness Association. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say today. I just think it's funny, man, and it's crazy, but you have to know this. If it's like, really, this is it. This is the message today. There is no such reality as something for nothing. You need to know the price, and it's okay. Take the price. A lot of times people ask me if they should take that testosterone everyone's taking, you know, like men are taking this testosterone and, like in their 40s because these low T levels or whatever. And so doctors are willing to give it to them. And it really works. It really works. And almost every single person I've seen take those, you know, take this. It's a low amount of testosterone. It's not quite like steroids, you know, like Decadurabalin or whatever. If I'm not too familiar with all these, like these won't, I don't think these will give you a brain tumor like the other ones, but it definitely works. But there's definitely something that goes down. You know what I mean? Like you got to keep taking it. You can't stop taking it. It's, you know, there's quite a bit of downside, but, you know, you have to take things like estrogen. You have to take like estrogen blockers and shit because your estrogen will start to increase because your natural production of testosterone like significantly plummets. So like the opposite happens is you start to increase your estrogen levels and whatever. So you need to like, you know, anti-estrogen, and like water retention starts to really become an issue, and you need to do that stuff. So as long as you like stack all of this shit with your steroids, you should be okay. But I always say this, do it, fucking do it. Do it, but just know what the cost is going to be before you do it. You know, just make sure you're in line with the cost. So that's it. Napoleon Hill. Go check out that book. Go check out that book because that book is legit. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He wrote that in 1937, and it just breaks down like basically all of like how you would really win out here. You can't win out here without some of this stuff. Yeah. Here's some other quotes. Here's some fun quotes. I found some other quotes that follow this message. Euclid 300 BC. There is no royal road to geometry. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty dope. There is no royal road to logic. And really valuable ideas can only be had at the price of close attention. Charles Sanders Peirce. Let's see. Theodore Roosevelt. Nothing. I think somebody got shot outside. There might be a murder outside. I heard 2 gunshots just now. Damn. Did you guys hear that? Fuck. You can't do a podcast. I will say this every day, every time I'm on here. You cannot do a podcast here down on Washington. Oh my God. Did you hear that? That's a 3rd gunshot. Shit. Fucking shit. Right outside. Recorded. Man. I'll see if I can't amplify that in the post. So you can see, that's how you got to be, though, when you're in downtown St. Louis. You just got to be another day for you. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. Or at least it's attributed to him. Goodreads is according to Goodreads. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Yeah, that's right. You have to get yourself ready to receive. A lot of times people they hate that type of thing. They hate hearing you manifest your reality. Manifestation is basically just intention plus action. And then because you could be lucky and not ready. You could have an opportunity come, but you're not ready to receive it. But receive it just means I have actually the skill to use the opportunity that arises, because opportunity is always arising. But yeah, that's basically it. Love that from Seneca. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's Apostle Paul from this is right from the Bible. That's from the Bible. God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Man, the way people wrote back in fucking 50 AD. Christ. Literally. Yeah. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tool. Confucius. 479 BC. Ralph Waldo Emerson will finish on this one. The reward of a thing well done is having done it. Ralph Waldo Emerson, let me finish on this. I'm going to redo it again. In 1860, the reward of a thing well done is having done it. Guys, thank you for listening again to the Big Fitness Podcast. I'm going to try to do a big one for episode 100. It's coming up. I believe this is 98. So we're going to do 99. Maybe I'll do a guest or something like that in a couple weeks. I'm going to change up a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. But I needed to get myself to 100 so we can do kind of like season 2. I don't really do seasons or anything like that. I'm just going to keep talking into this mic like a fucking lunatic every week. But I'm going to do a fucking 100, and I'm going to do it in a way that, I don't know, that's cool, I guess. It'd probably be chill, actually, just like this. Just talking to you every week through a microphone. I don't really care about the structure. I don't really care about the segments. I don't really care. I'll read about some of the stuff that comes up, give you my idea and stuff. Every podcast really only has one real main theme that just pops up in my head maybe 10 seconds before I start recording it. So you can pretty much read the title and know you're going to get the gist of this. But if you want to listen to the whole podcast, there'll be a handful of dumb shit that I'll say that maybe you'll laugh at, or maybe you'll learn something, who knows? But outside of that, guys, that's it for today. That's all I have prepared. The reward of a thing well done is having done it. And you know what? How fucking true is that? Always remember, think big, live better, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.